Kings 88.5.
Kings 88.5 FM.
We got the flavor.
Kings 88.5.
Kings 88.5 FM.
We got the flavor.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it.
It's very divisive. If I call the senator boy, the senator call us who support Joe, we are gangs. Divisive. If I call the senator boy, the senator call us who support Joe, we are gangs. You should be happy that I call him a boy. Legislatively, he's a boy. It's very divisive. If I call the senator boy, the senator call us who support Joe, we are gangs. You should be happy that I call him a boy. Legislatively, he's a boy. It's very divisive. If I call the senator boy, the senator call us who support Joe, we are gangs. You should be happy that I call him a boy. Legislatively, he's a boy. It's very divisive. If I call the senator boy, the senator call us who support Joe, we are gangs. You should be happy that I call him a boy. Legislatively, he's a boy. Legislatively, he's a boy.
I called on President Joseph Yuman Boakai. If you are establishing a committee to carry on the national drugs test, I am also encouraging to set up a committee to carry on a national gate test. That these individuals are in your government that you have. For you to agree for a man to sleep with another man, they must be drugged. Now he needs to establish that gating, killing the young boys, about getting the girls first. We can program President Joseph Human Boakai. If you are establishing a committee to carry on the national drugs test, I am also encouraging to set up a committee to carry on a national gate test. I called on President Joseph Human Boakai. If you are establishing a committee to carry on the national drugs test, I am also encouraging to set up a committee to carry on a national gate test. I called on President Joseph Human Boakai. If you are establishing a committee to carry on the national drugs test, I am also encouraging to set up a committee to carry on a national gate test. That these individuals are in your government that you have. For you to agree for a man to sleep with another man, they must be dropped. Now he needs to establish that gating, killing the young boys, about getting the girls first. We can put more ahead of that committee to be tested. That they can be recommending that gay colleagues to deputy minister position at different ministries so that they can continue. President Joseph Baga needs to do is to set up another committee that will be headed by Mr. Weah. So let's base it. That's why you see him going from NASCO, he's going to LPRC, he's going to finance ministry, he's going to NOCA, he's very less basic.
I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it. I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it.
Anyway, c'est vraiment bouillie, yeah. C'est quoi, le National Bouillie Squad, c'est quoi, bouillie, yeah.
The Vanguard Student Unification Party declared the campuses of the State University a no-go zone for the Proton Senator Abraham Dallas DeLong.
Anyway, c'est vraiment bouillie, yeah. C'est quoi, le National Bouillie Squad, c'est quoi, bouillie, yeah.
I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it.
Anyway, c'est vraiment bouillie, yeah. C'est quoi, le National Bouillie Squad, c'est quoi, bouillie, yeah.
The Vanguard Student Unification Party declared the campuses of the State University a no-go zone for the Proton Senator Abraham Dallas DeLong. The Vanguard Student Unification Party declared the campuses of the State University a no-go zone for the Proton Senator Abraham Dallas DeLong. And all many things. The Vanguard Student Unification Party declared the campuses of the State University a no-go zone for the Proton Senator Abraham Dallas DeLong.
I'm saying this to the president of Liberia and his gang. When you behave as a gangster, you are a gang. I am deliberately saying it.
It's very divisive. If I call the senator board, the senator call also support Joe, we are gangs. You should be happy that I'm calling a board. Legislatively, he's a board. It's very divisive. If I call the senator board, the senator call also support Joe, we are gangs. You should be happy that I'm calling a board. Legislatively, he's a board. Legislatively, he's a board. It's very divisive. If I call the senator board, the senator call also support Joe, we are gangs. You should be happy that I'm calling a board. Legislatively, he's a board. Legislatively, he's a board.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
And so we've got the issues to talk about. Unfortunately, we can't get our guests in from 4 to, and we went out of the Champions League that year. Inter Milan won it. So history has come to repeat itself. Another opportunity. If Barcelona wins tonight and put Inter Milan out, not only will they be putting Inter Milan out, but they will be breaking that record and setting a new record. The first team to beat Inter Milan at their stadium. So 2 hurdles or difficult tasks lie ahead of us in just a couple of hours. Dinah, so hope that you are ready. I'm ready for it. Pastor Melvin, Destiny and Harvest Power, you are on from the United States. Good to have you on. Hope that you are faring well, man of God. And Henry T. Toll Jr., you are on from Caldwell. Peter One Day, Solo Wat Corsia, your comfort zone, New Georgia. Estate, Southeastern Sister Clady Allison, you are on. Good to have you on. Hope that you are faring well also. Daniel Zion Webb, you are on from Phoenix, Arizona, the United States of America. William Carr from Painesville City, Ominga. James Lamine, you are on. Clarence Dwyer from your hustle ground, you said. Lawrence Harris Jr., you are on. George Watkins from District Titan. Agnes MC, you are on. 9 and star 24 hatch. Play with $1, Liberian dollar, or 70 cents US. And then you can have your Monday 4,000 in this reign of Nebuchadnezzar. It's up to you. Yeah. Okay. We are grateful to God. We bless God Almighty, who has given us another opportunity to see this day, having kept watch over us throughout the night, and now the responsibility, not an option, but the responsibility to bless his holy name, to give him thanks and praise, to magnify his holy name, and beyond that, to speak truth to power, to get society being normal, to get the government that swore or took oath doing what it swore or took the oath for. Time to identify, look in the face of the government, Mr. President, whoever, and tell them what they need to do or what they have done, did not do it right. They need to do it right, expose the lies, the pretense, and just everything that what God said. It is not our responsibility to buy in or to compromise. No, but to say the truth. The truth hurts, but it saves and it initiates development. It is our obligation, not a choice, not a privilege. Let's get started. time is of the essence. I appreciate all of you coming on the show. Again, let me say thank you to every one of you. You've done extremely, extremely well. Great people. So it is on tomorrow. Agnes, yeah, Agnes, we're trying. You're always asking a question that is so hard to answer as the way you people need to answer. Want us to answer is yes, I can tell you that I'm doing good, not 100%, but thank God we've got life. And that is true with God and His Word. Matthew chapter 6, it says, do not worry. Can the men in worry add a single hour to your life? But be cheerful, be grateful. Once you have life, everything will fall in with time. It's just a matter. And then He will tell us in Psalm 27:14, be of good courage, even when things aren't working. Be of good courage. And as you wait it with courage. It will get better with time. So, Agnes, let me say, yes, I am good. Hope that you are also from where you are. Thank you so much. All of you, great people. I appreciate all of you. Tomorrow, the world's greatest, the world's clinical, the only team that has gone down in history, according to FIFA, with the most comebacks, the only team in FIFA history now that knows how to turn setback into comeback, FC Barcelona, will be on tomorrow. The only political team that knows how to turn setback into comeback by returning to the presidency is the Congress for Democratic Change. The same way in football, the only team that knows how to turn setback into comeback is FC Barcelona. They have done it many times, not against weaker teams, not against smaller teams, but bigger teams, strong teams, teams that march onto the page like gladiators or predators, that everybody felt that it was over with Barcelona. When you think that it is over with Barcelona, then you need to have the last minute thought to just give yourself at least 2 or 3 minutes wait before leaving that television or the field, because Barcelona, just when you think it is done with them, the miracle is all around the world. We're on tomorrow. Dinah, we're on tomorrow. LCB, the world's greatest. Okay. So what we need to do, before we get started, we have an obligation. Yes, we got an obligation. So let us remind ourselves of this. We live in a poverty-stricken country where poverty is the order of the day, but in the midst of the hardship, some good people would strive in their weak ways to bring people out of poverty. And one of those institutions is Liberty Fortune. They are out to save life, to renew hope, to give courage, and to bring people out of poverty with the Esquashka game.
It's your bonario, Sibiri Pila Patala. Liberty Fortune Company is here for every one of us.
If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make you get a cap. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make you get a cap. Hey, yeah.
So let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. You can play with your $1 US or equivalent 200. Simple mathematics. When you buy a liberty, you win your money straight. Liberty for to scratch and win game, make it is easy. Oh. Just go to any scratch card booth and you ask for liberty. You buy a card then you play. Oh. Stand a chance to win. Oh. You can win up to 10,000 US. If you wanna get money easy, oh. Buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, it will make it a get card. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, it will make it a get card. Hey, yeah. The other game the people bring, they help you to pay your children's school fee. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. The other game the people bring, they help you to pay your car repair. Ah, yeah. So come and win your money. It's not a game that people bring. You have to improve your business. Ah, yeah. So come and play a game. It's not a game that people bring. You have to pay your fine hustle. Ah, yeah. So come and win your money. If you want to get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win. It will make you a get card. Hey, yeah. If you wanna get money easy, buy a liberty fortune scratch card. Scratch and win, it will make it a get card. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic.
And poverty simply means when you do not have. So if you don't have money, you are poverty stricken. When you got money, you got material, whatever you're lacking of or you are lacking is poverty. But what drives human existence, what makes the difference in anybody's life, what makes person feels good, and what solves problem? Money. God first, money second. In the absence of money, no. That it's why Liberty Fortune is out to give just from a scratch or by a scratch, you can get up to 1,000, 10,000 Liberian dollars. Take advantage of it. People have started winning. They have started receiving good, substantial amount. So you see, take advantage of Liberty Fortune scratch and win game and get that 10,000 or more. Let's get started with what we've got. But again, start playing the King's Catch giveaway. It's 4,000 today, 4,000 Liberian dollars. Dial star 799 star 24 hatch. Play with two, that's $1, $1 Liberian dollar or 70 cents US and win 4,000 so that you get things solved. Today is Monday. We are in the brain of Nebuchadnezzar, a tough period. In the absence of taking advantage of opportunity, well, you remain poverty stricken and you will just be complaining all over the place. Stop complaining on government. Stop lambasting government. Take advantage of opportunity. So let's get started. Every day is a good day, blessed day. But everybody don't know what brings or what the day will bring. But every day is a good day. Every day is a blessed day. And everybody wakes up excited, happy. Everybody makes plan and everybody gets ready to execute their plan. Whichever way they plan, however way or they might want to execute it, it's up to them. But the end of everything, nobody knows. You wake up in the morning, you are excited. You get ready to move out. You are executing your plan at your office, your business center, at the church, in the community, flying in the air from meetings to meeting, and on and on. But in the end, no one knows. The pastor, we heard of a pastor who passed off having completed immediately during with the sermon. He fell off, was rushed to the hospital, and he was DOA, dead on arrival. That what unfolded at the weekend Sunday. We heard of it, and it is one of the events or news trending, still flooding social media. The pastor fell off, rushed to the hospital, and he was pronounced dead. Our condolences to his wife, the children, the family, and the church. But here is it. We've said this thing over and over. History, many people overlook. Anything you're doing in life, you must take into consideration your health. If some of you had been following us on Focus on Christianity on Sunday morning from 9 to 10, we've been talking about some of these things with specific reference using Jesus as a good model when we talk that Jesus was an incessant worker. But Jesus would not forget about his humanity. He wasn't over spiritual. He wasn't the kind of shouting and screaming type. He was concerned about his humanity, his health, his security, everything within Jesus' humanity. He was concerned despite being the Messiah or in two selves or two houses. Unlike today, that many put their life at risk all because they are excited, motivated to get the attention. When you think it is good to seek attention, what you have as a responsibility, you will try to overdo, and overperforming can lead to something else. Most of the people who go at public gathering, in church, out of church, most of the people we have seen, they shout, they scream, they yelling all over the place as if they don't yell, they don't scream, then they are not being heard. Already there is this misconception in Pentecost Christianity or charismatic Christianity that if you don't shout, scream, yell, jump from one end of the world to another, if you don't roll on the floor, then you are not a pastor. If you went in from them and taking your time providing education, explaining, you will hear the people saying, oh, the other men too cold, man. Where our pastor get the other men here from? The men too cold, the men that I'm pastor. Because their understanding of pastor is that person who shouts, who screams, who yells above himself or herself, and the people are excited. Listen, pastor can die, but the church can die. Thousands of pastors, bishops, apostles, prophets, teachers, they've gone, the church still exists. Anything you're doing in life is not to prove a point. You must be concerned about your health. You see what we do here? We sit down, we talk normally. The pastor use microphone, the politicians use microphone, all the people use microphone. Every one of us using microphone. The microphone is an extension of our voice or voices. So when Israel sits here in the morning, he's talking normally. I come in the afternoon, I'm talking normally. You see how I'm positioned, and you see how I'm laying up. You see my two hands, I relax. If he comes in the evening, if he sits here, and he just talk normally, like he will talk to anybody normally off the air. And you know how much energy we preserve? It is not the shouting and the screaming. No. Most pastors have died. Most politicians have died from just shouting and screaming. I'm not even talking about the ones who get excited from political events, sports game, and other activities. That just one shout, they're on the ground, and when they rush them to hospital, doctor say, but the person died ever since. I heard of an event in the United States. The pastor himself explained it after he recovered, that he was preaching, and then in the middle of his sermon, he felt a sharp pain in his head. It was sudden. But because it was sudden, so he didn't take caution. He didn't see it as anything to be mindful of, pause the sermon or end the sermon right there. He went ahead preaching. Just when he thought he was hitting the nail on the head to get the people excited, only the congregation saw him on the ground. When he opened his eyes, according to himself, he saw himself on the hospital bed. And they told him that he fell off. And had they delayed in rushing him to the hospital, he would have been a dead body. What we do here at the radio station, we put out so much energy, but we manage ourselves. We manage our health. Sitting and talking for 3-4 hours is tedious. It is what makes it even more hard is the preparation. It's not just getting on the air. Those of you know how talk show runs around the world in Africa, Liberia. It's not easy. The preparation is the hardest. Before you can finish with that, so much energy has gone. And then you're getting ready to put out another. So much amount of energy. So when we come in, we take our time. We are concerned, we're giving you the information, but at the same time, we're concerned about our health. Because we cannot please you. Attempt to please you will leave us being affected. Because the public, there is this deception. The public is deceptive. When something happens, they will come with the bot. But you know that you are not feeling well. He forced to go down there. Look at the way he was talking. They wouldn't say, oh, my man, yes, we were enjoying you. We really used to enjoy you. They would say, oh, yeah. Besides the praise, they would say, oh, my man, boy, you know that you had that thing. Why you were shouting and screaming like that? You see that shouting and screaming, you are. They will not caution you. They will start saying all kinds of things. They will come with the bot. You people see it all over the place. That pastor now, some people, from the very first day, they started with bot. But why he was just shouting like that? Why you were screaming? He couldn't take his time. They're preaching here, all kinds of things. Some people empathizing and sympathizing. Some people there, like the Judaizers, they were critical, saying some things. I can urge or advise every one of us who have the responsibility to face people. You have to be careful, especially those of you who are preaching to people. You're not sitting, you are standing. And the longer you stand, too many things getting out of your body. The advantage we have over you pastors, we sitting as you see me sit. Even if I want to stand, I can put this microphone up. I can extend the microphone, I carry it up, I stand and talk. But normally we sit. And as we sit and talking, we're putting out more energy. That's when you see, if you see the talk show hosts, not all now, but most, when they finish, they tire, they're looking for food to eat. Or they just want to rest. When you finish running around all day, getting all that you want, you're ready to go on the air, you're tired. It's strenuous. But we are not forgetful of our health. Because the least mistake you make, you die. It finished. God in heaven made it clear. You're going Ecclesiastics. The man said, anything you overdo, it will carry you, you will die. And people can die before the time. Don't allow anybody to give you that jumbo gibberish that people can die before the time when you die at your time. That is a lie. You can die before your time. The man said, Sam Andrews, when you go on the air, you don't have to be screaming and shouting and yelling. You're using microphone, the people will hear you normally. Then we come on the air, we're shouting and screaming and yelling. So when someone is being struck now, you lay by in the chair, they can't hear you talking. When people rush in, you just lay out. God will say, boy, you refuse to listen. Some of the people who yell, scream, shout while preaching or delivering whatever the public address, going regret that death. Going regret. You know why? Because the man said use wisdom. One of the reasons for wisdom so that you will live long. He said 70. Then what did he say? He said by reason of strength. And how do you get the strength? By preserving yourself, taking care of yourself, you will go beyond that 70. You will go up to 100, 110 as you see other people living. Those people you see beyond 100, 110, 125, or 80, 90, 95. There's nothing extra. They only use wisdom in preserving their lives. But if you think that you can prove a point to society to get society praising you excitedly, you will die. I'm not saying that I care that pastor. I'm only speaking or giving us a caution that we must be very mindful. And even as that, I can say directly of pastors because we have seen too many pastors have died. You stop this screaming and shouting and yelling all over the place. As if when you're in here, then the people will not see you as pastor. The meaning of preaching, that meaning, the word preach or preaching, the meaning of it, the original meaning is conversation. Just as I'm sitting and conversing with you and you reply, and depending on what I say, that what it means. That lecture, preaching, that lecture, you don't have to yell. You're sending out a message. That what preaching means, a conversation, a message. You look up the meaning. You go to the original meaning of it, you will see it. When the pastor stands, just as the journalist will stand or the journalist will sit in a studio, the journalist giving out information. So the journalist doesn't have to yell and shout and scream so that he doesn't distort the information. Because yelling and shouting and screaming, you will distort the information. That means the information will not flow or the people will not understand it as they would, or you will need them to understand it. So it is the same way when you stand in front of the people, you don't have to be yelling and shouting and screaming and jumping all over the place, running from one end to another. In less than 15 minutes, you're tired, you're sweating. The sweat now overtake you just as it overtook David when he was dancing. Then no energy again. Message gone. The next thing under history, you come here explain about yourself. How you were wearing one shoe for 3 years. Now you get 550 pairs of shoes, 900 sneakers, 800 coat. You can travel from this country to that country. All kinds of things, as if that what the people assemble for. You want to be careful. Anything, not only preaching. Anything. Preserve your body. Make sure you take care of yourself. Your humanity is by far important than anything. People who worry a lot, what happened? And worry carry that. God can regret those kind of deaths. There are deaths that God can regret. When it is wisdom driven and it becomes inevitable, God in heaven can regret that kind of death, and God can even move to attend your funeral and burial, just as he attended Moses' funeral and burial. Wisdom. Don't overuse yourself with anything. Don't just overuse yourself. You are not a community project to be a praise. You are not to prove a point to anybody or anything. Your responsibility is to just deliver what you have and be finished. And you see, oh yeah, when we sit down, Israel can you talk in the morning, you finish, you deliver a message, you go. And I'm sitting down, we finish, Ebi comes in the evening, Ebi sits, talk normally, send the message across, everybody understands it. He finish, he pack a bear, he gone. And the next morning, the next day, we back. But it will be shouting and yelling all over. The next thing they say, oh, the other person can't come on the show because of so, because so y'all want to let's be careful. I beg us all. Our condolences to the pastor's wife, the church, and the members, and other extended family members. We are also still mourning the passing of our dear brother, very good friend he was, a down to earth, always smiling, was there to help whenever you requested his assistance. It's not easy. I know what his wife is going through right now and the other people. Cletus Noah. But God in heaven is the one who consults. We encourage, but God consults. Yes. Okay. So, with that now, let's move to the United States government continues to warn. Yeah. The United States government continue to send warning. My dear Southeastern sister, Dwight, you are on. Good to have you on. Hope that you are faring well. Yeah. Bishop said the same thing with prayer. They shout in the name of praying. He said, you are right, Mr. Andrews. Shouting is not preaching. Jesus and his apostles were not shouting. Okay. So the United States government continued to warn, give hint, and they know why they are doing it. They know why they are doing it. They continue to give a warning. Yes. They've released another caution. They released another caution. Let me share that with you. This time around, they are very definitive of what will happen. In a very short statement from the State Department, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, hear what the U.S. government said. The State Department has now made clear that a visa is a privilege, not a right. There is now a one-strike policy. There is now a one-strike policy. Catch and revoke. Whenever the government catches non-U.S. citizens breaking our laws, we will take action to revoke their status. Another hint, all of the time the United States government is releasing hints. Something is happening somewhere. They have something on mind, but they are taking their time. Then the former Chief Justice of Liberia, she will give her opinion on the position of the president of the Liberia National Bar Association, Blunder. Former Chief Justice, Councillor Gloria Musu Scott. According to her, the intent and timing of the president of the Liberia National Bar Association critique of the Supreme Court verdict into the Bill of Information Clarity was just not right. That's what she said. It wasn't right. He placed the bar and the Supreme Court in, or has brought it into public ridicule. Like what you see people, the way they're reacting, the things they are saying of the bar, all of those things, people who don't even know the law, people who are just politicians because they are part of a certain political party or got political interests, become lawyers and lambasting the bar, denigrating the bar, placing a dent on the bar and the Supreme Court of Liberia. Councillor Scott said that was wrong. The timing of the bar's president with his critique was not right at all. He should have given himself a more time to have reviewed the bar's or the Supreme Court opinion than to rush less than few hours after the Supreme Court released or gave the clarity into the Bill of Information, which caused the Supreme Court to receive the kind of insult, denigration, every other thing that was not just right at all. Wasn't right at all. And she's right because the guy Roch, all of us know that he is a partisan of Unity Party. All of us know that he ran on UP ticket. All of us know that he is a die-hard supporter of Joseph Yuma Boakai. All of us knows that he attended several engagements and meetings and programs with President Joseph Yuma Boakai prior to becoming president of Liberia. It is a known fact that he had defended Unity Party in every way. And when he became the president of the bar, he was here. At that time, he had not become the president of the bar. Too many things were happening when Boakai took over the presidency of the country. The same Supreme Court, Unity Party, ran to it, and rulings or verdicts or opinions from the Supreme Court was rendered. This man, as a lawyer, said nothing. Why? Because the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Boakai. 2 times. Samara Wolokoli appointment and Councillor Musa Dean, not appointment but nomination. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of Unity Party. As a lawyer, he was muted. because it favored his political interests. Fast forward, he saw Bouaka breaking almost all of the laws. He saw it. He saw everything, all of the tenure positions. As a lawyer, he knows that. He saw Bouaka moving from one end to another, sweeping. He saw everything. He did not say a word. Why other lawyers were cautioning the president. His seniors, people who came ahead of him in this sacred law field, this great intelligentsia, people who are well versed in the law, they criticize Mr. President. They call Mr. President to check for breaking the laws, disregarding tenure status and all of those. This president of the bar would do nothing. He wouldn't say, my seniors are speaking. Let me add my voice to the substance they put in across. He muted himself because he did not want Bouaka to see him as being critical. And at that time, he wanted to be the president of the bar, so he was doing his underground campaign, and when the time was ripe, he became formal with everything. The same man seeing all of what Bouaka did, breaking all of the laws, seeing all of those awful things, the man had the audacity to invite Bouaka to go and serve as the keynote speaker at the induction ceremony of the leadership of that sacred institution, the world's greatest intelligentsia, the legal gathering of lawyers. After Bouaka had broken all of the laws in a space of no time, the bar president, instead of going for somebody who is grounded in the law to address lawyers, he took Bouaka to go and teach them law. That's the first place he started to debase and denigrate the Bar Association. So it was not a surprise when he gave that rant against the Supreme Court clarity. Let us call a spade a spade. We did it to other people, and let us not protect anybody. Why it is true that everybody has a side, it is natural, but we are told you ought to suppress your sentiment, your partisan sentiment. They will lambast at us journalists the most. Oh, journalists should be neutral. Oh, journalists should not show side. Journalists should not take side. So we now, at least, we stay within our law. Every journalist here in this country has a side. Every lawyer, every doctor, whatever the profession has a side. Even God in heaven has a side. God is a sided God. God takes side. God is never neutral. That is understood. But when you find yourself in certain situation, you can trade your institution reputation for partisan satisfaction. You can. What happened was not that grave as others that happened before. And look at his predecessors. They did not go condemning the Supreme Court. Did not go saying any one of those things. You know why? Because they knew had they done that, it would have placed the institution in a credibility problem. And they will be the courts. So they did not follow the trend of his predecessors. So it's not a surprise that the Chief Justice weighing, you think everything the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, is satisfied with in that clarity from the Bill of Information? You think Gloria Scott couldn't come out and say the Supreme Court in this, the Supreme Court should not do that? No. You think she can? She can. But she feels it is not the right way to go. Because as a former Chief Justice, she comes out to say the Supreme Court is wrong. The Supreme Court should not have done that, and the ruling is not this. You know what she will be doing to the Supreme Court? You think she doesn't have some reservations? You think she does not know the law? She knows. But the first and foremost thing is to preserve the sanctity and the reputational credibility of the Supreme Court. That's what the vice president should have done. Then don't know. So you see, so she's right. That was the critique of former Chief Justice Gloria Scott against the vice president condemnation of the court's ruling. Okay. So it's your time to have your say. Then we move on to the 1.5 million and 100,000 United States dollars. Do they have that money? Do they have 25,000 United States dollars first before 50,000 and 75,000 and 100,000 and then 1.5 million United States dollars? Do they have 10,000 firstly? Can they afford 10,000? Well, we'll talk that after you shall have had your say on these pointers that I talk about. 0772 2399 33, 0886 3044 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75 to have your say. The King's Cash giveaway is 4,000 today. We are giving out 4,000. Dial star 79 and star 24. Hatch, play with $1 or 70 cents US, and then you can have your 4,000. Let's go now. You can have your say on any one of the talking points we share with you on these numbers. 0772 2399 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 980375. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're saying, some people can be emotional. Maybe you wanted to prove themselves to the president that he lost the president and damaging the credibility and the organization that he leads. Because the thing was simple. You are a leader. I think your friend lawyers are supposed to talk, then you can correct them. Because you're the president. If you come up with something that it will show some negative thing of our lawyers, then it has. Because other countries, then they want to look at our professional background and they will just laugh at us. So that's it.
Thank you, sir. Hello. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew. I'm Spencer Mohammed, the call from Apopo Corner, down Crossman Hill, Winter Community.
Let's hear you.
Mr. Andrew, thank you very much. Just what you said is 100% in place. You know what Councilor Verma did when I sat and listened to him that day? Bring to my mind was a statement coming from the former president, George Manning. We are saying that what I see, what I saw, and what I see, we have to give the gifts. Mr. Andrews, these guys were in every sector of our country to fight the former president, and that's what they are doing. So what they did, they are overwhelmed. Both of them want to show that they were part of what they did. So that's why I got him to have come out to clearly show himself. He was just saying to the president that, President Weah, or President Baka, we fought President Weah and we are here. He did. But undermining the Supreme Court. So all of those things, all the other institutions that are in the country, President Baka is since he came to power, all have been broken down. All because they fought to get President Weah. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity and that we are living to see this day. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew, for giving.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Redidius ASEOG. I'm joining from my Macawata resident this afternoon. Mr. Andrew, I listened to the Latrobe Bar Association President, Mr. Farmer. I think he was more political. He thought to please the power that be, and he felt that he came to demystify some of the issues that the Supreme Court was saying, or Supreme Court said. So he came with a political intent to make the public to believe that the Supreme Court has taken side, and he, as a lawyer from the Bar Association, was on top of his thing. So he short to tell the Supreme Court what their decision, they did not know what they were doing. So I think that was a move, and it did not occur well for him. And I show for where he is now, he's sitting and regretting his action. Thank you for the platform.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. It is our that this Sunday, I joined a discussion for Omega Market and legacy of former President Weah. Now, Mr. Sam Andrew, you know, commentary after the march can never change the march itself. Now, the president of the Bar Association statement just a commentary after the march, so it will never change the march itself.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, listen, please, let me know. If you are fighting for condemn banishment, because I want to strongly believe that banishment is a member of the Bar Association, and he went and represented the people, the majority black in the school. Why is that? And if you got money for that, and you put the bigger to the Bar Association, why is that condemn banishment?
Thank you, sir. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Senaju.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Well, this is Mohammed Bonzo Fofana Jr., and I do join you guys from the Somali Drive era. Mr. Bowman statement really, it tells me that he doesn't know about the law, because if the Supreme Court come up with a judgment and you can't say that it is not true, it was that, which means you know about the law. He got nothing cool about the law. So Mr. Bowman, he's from Lower County. He have this view of Lufin.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
You are on the air.
Okay. I'm Isaac Lamito Dennis, the chairman for the Voice of Green Jide. You see, I come from Peaceville. You see, our people, these are things that make us sometimes we question the justice system. If they kind of fight can be among them. Then also, the man who gave that particular analysis and tell the people that the Chief Justice was in it, a question, it made us to question him too before he even get to that stage today.
Okay.
It tell all the cases that he been pleading or he been standing for in that particular court, there are a lot of malpractices went off.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Alvin Dana, and I call from the UN. One person, Andrew, for me, I firmly believe that it's an eye-opening for the Almighty God, who showing to the Liberian people that these people were in the position at the time with President Weah. They were undermining them there. So God will expose all these guys before President Weah can come back to the presidency. Thank you.
Thank you for calling, Chief. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
You want to call off your radio, man?
Sorry, Mr. Andrew. Hello.
You are on the air. I mean, speak. I'll be saying hello.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. But you know, there's the Michael Gibraltar, Johnny Hartman, I call you from Brother. You know, when it comes to the regime part, everybody get lost their integrity. When it comes to the regime, integrity are being swept under the carpet, therefore, people just put a bed in wheelbarrow and just pass it around with it. Can you imagine? The Bar Association here coming to tell that the co-administration are going through several bills and they are passed the budget. So the Supreme Court to look at it that way.
All right, Chief.
And that makes them to be wrong. Can you imagine?
Thank you.
So that because the part of the Supreme Court should tell them that they are illegal. Based on that, Supreme Court just to lead them.
Thank you, sir.
It makes no sense, man.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all for spicing it up. I appreciate every one of you. Are great people. LIB. This is a police. How they can call it? They say polycentric, eh? Yeah, polycentric society. If people just say something small on politics, I want to hang up. All the other one you talk that important. Yeah, the pastor pass off. We talk about caution, something to preserve your life. All these things very important. Some you have experience too, or you can share your experience. Because I talk about glorious car position, oh, everybody. Very interesting. Thank you all. Yeah. LIB. Yeah, everybody like the politics. So even other issues that they ain't got time for it. They won't do it. 3. Okay, so let's go. Sorry, we have to fulfill our commitment before we get to the second and final lap of the show. Let's move to remind ourselves and the opportunity for you to squash and get thousands of US dollars.
It's your bonario, Sibiri Pila Patala, Liberty Fortune Company is here for every one of us. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. Let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. You can play with your $1 US or equivalent 200. Simple mathematics. When you buy a Liberty, you win your money straight. Liberty Fortune scratch and win game, make it easy. Oh. Just go to any scratch card booth and you ask for Liberty. You buy a card, then you play. Oh. Stand a chance to win. Oh. You can win up to 10,000 US. Yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. Yeah, I give the people bring. Be happy to pay your children's school fee. Yeah. So come and play a game. You know I give the people bring. Be happy to pay your car repair. Yeah. So come and we are money. It's all I give the people bring. You have to improve your business. Yeah. So come and play a game. It's all I give the people bring. You have to pay your fine hustle. Yeah. So come and we are. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. If you want to get money easy, buy Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get kappa. Hey, yeah. So let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. Let me see your hands up for Liberty. I say we are a big Patriotic. I say we are a big Patriotic. So let me see your hands up for Liberty, a big Patriotic. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big patriotic.
All right, so let's move to the second and final album of the show, and then we are out. So it been in court for a while now, though not very long. The clash that ensued between the former director of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, Ibrahim Krumah, and his deputy Hassan Fadiga, that led them to almost firing at each other. Had it not been for the intervention of people who were there based on their professionalism, somebody would have fired at somebody. The president did relieve the two guys of their position. Beyond that, they had a number of things running. One person sought redress with the court, Ibrahim Krumah. He felt that his character was maligned, vilified by the Fadiga brothers. They said a lot more about him, awful things about him, which created a psychological breakdown on him and his family. And they've been in and out of court. Today, the court handed down its opinion in that libel case. And according to his lawyer, Councillor Sema Serenius Cephas, though they had wanted more as they prayed the court in damage, but they are, however, pleased with the ruling that the court handed down guilty verdict against the Fadiga brothers. Here is Councillor Serenius Cephas right after the judge handed down guilty verdict against the Fadiga brothers.
Everything we asked for, we didn't get. A bet of 1.5 million plus 100,000, I think, is sufficient. They ravished my land, vilified the good character of my client, it seemed to me. And we filed a complaint with the court. The court sent out a writ of summons and designated a village to go and serve the writ of summons. They came to the point of even attacking her, insulted her and said that the court will honor their feet. So what we did was we simply followed the case. We followed the procedure. The judge said that we did not prove special damages, even though he lost series of contracts. But the awarded 1.5 million United States dollars plus 100,000 is sufficient. That 100,000, he called it the exemplary damages. He said it would serve as a deterrent that people go on the radio, it just ravish Milan people, character, vilified in so many ways. But the 1.5 million is general damages. It's okay for the psychological injury that he has suffered, the trauma, harassment, humiliation, public jeering. People looking at him and say, "Oh, that's the man here." That is great. So we send out a strong message. This man is a very good man. He's a friend for 44 years, classmate, many years ago. So we have to always defend him.
That's Councillor Serenius Cephas, who is represented the former LDEA boss in the libel suit or libel case, with the court rendering its final say into that hearing with a guilty verdict against the Fadiga brothers. So they will now have to pay damage of 100,000 United States dollars and 1.5 million United States dollars. They are separate, as you heard Councillor Cephas say in that interview right after he came out of the ruling, having listened to the judge ruling in their favor and bump into the reporters there, including Kings 88.5. So from the legal side, apart from the legal side, or let's leave the legal side, it's already clear, the court rule. There's the political side. There's the political side of it. This country. Listen, this guy, the two brothers don't have it. The only thing that is going to happen is it's going to be settled on two grounds. It is going to be settled on two grounds. Here they are. One, political ground. All of them from the same political party, Unity Party. They've supported and still support Unity Party and Joseph Boakai. He will make intervention, no doubt about that. That is the first one, the first ground. The second ground is they are from the same ethnic group, the same religious background. They are all Muslims, and they have their way of settling. The imams and other high-profile Islamic people will intervene because they don't have the two Fadiga brothers. They don't have 100,000. They don't even have 50,000. They don't even have 25,000 United States dollars. No, they don't have it. It is not the screaming and shouting or acting so big, getting on a network and shouting and condemning and saying all kinds of things of other people because they support the Unity Party. They don't have it. They don't have it. Now you see. And Boakai not going to give them 100,000. Neither is he going to find a way by which they can secure 1.5 million United States dollars. They don't have it. No Unity Party, none of their Unity Party colleagues will ever put at their disposal 25,000 United States dollars if they ever have it. Least to talk about 50 and 75. Then you move on to 1.5 million. You see how pathetic it is for them now? They thought the court was going to rule in their favor. They were doing all kinds of things all over the place. Like they are untouchables because they supported and they still support Boakai. Insulting people. It is the two Fadiga brothers. One of them, I think it is either Hussein, whether that Hussein or Hassan, but one of them said that Weah, he was hoping that Weah would die in plane, that the plane would crash and Weah die. That if he could just turn to snake and burn Weah so Weah would die. Yeah. Now, you see how life can caught up with you when you are evil, when you are diabolic, when you are satanic. You see it? They were just making Bimo all over the place. Boakai gave him job. He showed his unruly behavior. He fought his own Islamic brother and Unity Party supporter. They almost opened gun on each other. They almost killed each other. They brought their own Unity Party to shame. The people who were insulting prior to coming into power during the elections period and prior to the elections period, they were sitting on spoon talk, acting like the ones who are highly educated in everything. Boakai rewarded them with a position, or rewarded him with a position at the Drug Enforcement Agency. After insulting, after saying all kinds of negative things, their propaganda work, Boakai rewarded him. And he showed how empty he is. Did not even stay 6 months at the DEA. His own boss man sacked him. They took it to an AFL officer. All of us know how that situation went. Today, how it ended, we know. But this one, they did not escape it. They will now have to pay 100,000 United States dollars. 100,000. They will now have to pay 100,000 United States dollars. Not only that, 1.5 million. 1.5 million. And you know, if you can pay, the next thing that jail, because you have to pay. It depends on the condition laid out by the court. But what you heard is what the judge rendered. How they're going to make that payment, the lawyer did not explain. But there are consequences to forfeiting or disregarding the court's verdict. They ain't get that money. I'm imagining how they're looking right now, acting so sorrowful. Evil brothers, you see them so. Lebuaga gave you the 100,000 and the 1.5 million because you supported him. You said all kinds of things. You buy off other people, presidents, all kinds. Whichever way you fed, you're saying that you're Southern on spoon talk. You're saying all kinds of things. So Boaga rewarded you. The first thing you should be shamed. The man gave you a position, simple position. The other man, they send him to France. The people, the French government say no. That the mayor say that we should die in plane. We can accept the man to our country. When we accept the man in our country, the mayor can do something. And you know, sorry, no disrespect to you Muslim people. They are very, very good Muslim people. Clean, civilized Muslim people who are not war-driven. But there are bad Muslims in the midst of good Muslims. And I am sure one of the reasons, if not the singular reasons why he was rejected, was they saw him as an Islamic jihadist. Because if you say you want this person to die in plane, it is typical. It is something that we have known of those Muslims who do that. They hijack plane and they crash the plane. So if they hear the French people hearing you or they heard you using that kind of expression, and you think how they will take you, that if we allow this man to come in our country, he will collaborate with other people and cause stir, as we saw in America with the 9/11 attack, terroristic attack. And that thing going to live with that man for years, it will haunt him everywhere he goes. The only place he can feel comfortable right now is in Liberia. That statement that he made. So you see, yeah, the two of them here now. They can leave this country and somebody can just bring up some kind of charge against them and they can pick up them and use that and say, this man said XYZ. In fact, he was even denied by the French government. They can use it and bring some kind of terroristic charge against any one of them. That is why when you're fronting for politician, you have to be very careful what you say of your opponent. Because your opponent have people too, countries that support him, individuals that support him, that love him. You have to be very careful, very strategic in the warfare. You don't just go loose. You got to look at your benefactor. You got to look at the person you are sacrificing for. In this situation, Kebwaga gave the 100,000 and the 1.5 million to have them off that. No. The only thing I know that Bwaga will do, he will call Ebi Kroma to beg him. The Muslim people will join there too and say, you know, we are all Muslims and you know, and Islam is this and that. The harder thing will end. If Sema Serenian Seaforce will wish to be part of either the gathering, he will give his own legal expertise for settlement. But those are the two grounds that thing will end on. Those people ain't get the money. They ain't get 100,000. Those two brothers, they ain't get it. They ain't get it. Then you talk about 1.5 million United States dollars. So you see that. Let's hear A.B. Croman. Please, is the recording not very clear, but please bear with us.
We will hold no grudge for what transpired, but the state doesn't give anybody the right to malign my character. I work hard for it, man. I've spent almost 35 years of my life in public life. Served as a police officer, not just a detective, field agent. Went to as far as deputy director of police for operation, deputy inspector general of police. Served as deputy commissioner of maritime as well. And also, at one point in time, during the interim period, I served as chief of staff of the AFL. I represented this country at all levels. To come here to be maligned by a group of two guys who basically have no appreciation of what we did in public life, without looking at willfully, conscientiously, went ahead and then carry on using on the bill. I thought it was something that I needed this kind of reprimand. And I'm happy, even though I needed additional money for damages we incurred, the guys basically created their own set of rules. Like they will say, let me say my truth. To say a truth about somebody's reputation is something that we shouldn't be taking in this country. If you want to say a truth that will be factual, that will be acceptable in law, in the presence of the law. But you can't say a truth to malign and defend somebody's character.
The victim who got legal resuscitation, to say that way, a legal breeder rather. A.B. Kumar. Okay, we get to that. You have your say on it, but today was the draw Liberty Fortune, and the winner got his money. And Newton Tukpa was there. And he joins me now in studio to give us a graphic picture of how it went. Thank you for coming in, Newton. And how did it go?
Yes, Mr. Andrews, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was okay today. And as you may be aware, this coming Saturday, Liberty Fortune did their second chance draw. And after the draw, and one CC emerged as the winner for the weekly draw, because they do a draw every week. So today is Monday. After the draw, and on Saturday they spoke with CC, and they told him to come at the office on Monday by 12 noon to receive his prize, his cash prize. So we went there today. CC was very excited. He'd been fired, and what was very much surprising is that, in fact, to the extent when CC entered Liberty Fortune's office and they welcome him, asking, do you want to drink something cool? You want to drink soft drink also? But he wasn't believing. He felt that it was a scam. So normally sometimes you receive some call from no individuals, oh, you have won XYZ. So he thought that was the situation. But to the extent where we did the interview, and they presented the cash to him. He was standing like this, and they presented the cash, 1,000 United States dollars. So it was a very much and a joyful moment for CC. So, and CC was very much speechless as to up to current. He can actually believe that.
Symbolic presentation or the raw physical cash.
That's what I'm saying. The physical cash was given, not symbolic. It wasn't symbolic. It was physical. The physical cash they counted the money five from $5, 5, 10, 15 until it reached 1,000 United States dollars.
1,000.
Yes. So even if you go to on our page, you will see I have some of the footage.
And how was he? Explain his countenance. If you did picture him, which I know you did, when they were checking the 1,000 United States dollars, what was his position? How do you think he kept on staring at the money and about to receive 1,000?
Yes, and that was exactly what happened when the one of the ladies who works at the office at Liberty Fortune. When she went in, she brought an envelope, brown envelope. So the money was in the envelope. But like you said, we want to do the physical presentation so that everybody, because they have journalists and all of that, so that everybody can see the cash, because you wouldn't just leave something in the envelope. Maybe some people, would be thinking the other way. But they want to see the physical cash in the envelope. So, and that's how they took the cash from the envelope and they counted it one by one until it reached 1,000 United States dollars. So they say, well, sitting, just what you're saying, staring. When the money was finally presented to him, that was when he believed that yes, indeed, it was real.
What did he say when he received the money?
Yes, the one thing he said that in fact, he, like I said, he wasn't believing that this was real, and he has been playing, because the question they asking few questions. One of the questions they're asking was how did you get to know about Liberty Fortune? So his response to that question was, I listen to King's FM. I'm a follower of King's FM, and most especially, Abraham Garson, we are listening to the show. So I listened to AB. He was talking about this Liberty Fortune on face the issue, and trying to show all the way in terms of where do we get these cards, and how do we play, following the instruction to play the stuff and what have you. So he said that was how he got the information. So when he got the information, he decided to give it a try. So he bought the first few scratch cards, and he didn't win. But he was not reluctant with the fact that he didn't win. He still had hope that he will have done something. So he went again and got additional cards, surprisingly, before he received a surprising call from the management of Liberty Fortune.
So what did he say he's going to do with the money? The excitement overwhelmed him. But did he share an idea of?
He didn't really tell us what he's going to do with the money. Probably.
But he explained his background from when he comes, like a business person or a hustler somewhere.
Yes, he hustling, but he was not specific as to what kind of hustle. But we weren't care to ask him some of the questions about what you doing, all of that. And one good thing is that imagine today is Ziz's girlfriend birthday.
The winner girlfriend.
Yeah, the both of them went because
when he get.
Yes, after the draw, and that was the instruction. That was what I think the manager said. Because after when they did the draw, after the draw, because I had the number, because the number and the code for all of the cards in the system. So once your number pop up as a winner, your contact, everything is there. So they will call you. That was what they did over the weekend. So they call him. So when the manager called, he says, "Is this?" He said, "Yes." So initially, when he intercepted the call, he was very reluctant because he just, he felt, like I said, he felt it was a scam. So he says, he said, "Yes." They say, "Congratulations, you have won 1,000 United States dollars from Liberty Fortune." So he was like, "Wow!" But with the father, he said, "Wow," but deep down.
So when he finally got to the realization that he is the winner now, then he took a decision to carry a girl along.
No. When the call was placed to him on Saturday after the draw.
Yeah.
So the manager told him that when you come in, you can bring your family to celebrate. When you come in for cash.
They told him.
Yeah. So the management told him when you come, you can come along with your family. So and you guys can be able to celebrate. So this morning he said carry his wife, to receive their prize, their cash prize.
And that was good. So that is life changing.
Honestly.
1,000 at this time in this hard economy under Nebuchadnezzar, 1,000 United States dollars.
In fact, when Zeze and his wife were, when they were coming downstairs, and the woman, you could see that kind of something. Imagine something you're not expecting, when it comes your way. That kind of feeling, the kind of feeling you have, the kind of feeling you can experience, all of that. So you can see the woman just over excited, looking at the money just coming down the stairs, but she couldn't believe that this was real. So I'm quite sure that if I when they were going on the road, they didn't believe that. They just felt that maybe when the walk few steps away, they would call and say, "Oh, we're just joking." It was very much quite joyful. It was a joyful moment.
And Liberty Fortune has come, and they're doing significantly well in a very short time. That tells us that as time goes by, they're going to touch the lives of very many people.
Yeah, and that's why they're trying to expand to other counties. Currently, I think in Maigibi, they should be in Bong. They have few counties they have their branch already, but you think about expanding to other areas, other counties. Yes, they want to go nationwide. Yes.
Okay.
So they making some progress relative to that.
Thank you so much for coming in to share that, Newton Tokwa. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews, for the opportunity.
Yes.
Peewee?
Yes.
What are the happiness for now?
Yama. The thing I'm making some of our friends in other countries can be building houses and sending their children to Google schools. Now come to Liberia, yeah?
What's that?
They got one Liberian company called Liberty Fortune.
Liberty Fortune?
Yes. This company bringing one game they call Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win game.
And how people can play this game?
Very easy. Buy their ticket and scratch the silver part on it. Just the same way you can do the scratch card. Then any money you see on it is for you. You can win different amount of money, all the way up to 10,000 USD.
So you mean when I buy the Liberty Fortune scratch card and build the silver part, any money there is for me?
Yes, and you only need just $1 USD or the same money LD to play and win.
But where I can get a Liberty scratch card from?
Go to the shops. Go to the boys who selling scratch cards and tell them that you want Liberty scratch card. Pay, scratch, and win. And then you take the winning card to their office at the Don's residence on 2nd Street, Topman Boulevard in Cinco for your money.
Peewee, thank you for this life-changing game. Liberty scratch card, we for it every day.
Spend small money and win big money. A message from Liberty Fortune LLC, the new game changer in Liberia. Oh yeah.
You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Today is Monday, the 5th day of May 2025. The year is gradually going to an end. Couple of months from now is 2026. And then couple of months after 2027. And then the National Elections Commission is ready for the 2029 presidential and legislative elections. So that's how it went at the court today. I paused to give you an understanding of the Liberty Party, Liberty Fortune squash and win winner who took 1,000 United States dollars at his house. 1,000 United States dollars today. The ceremony was held today to receive his money at their headquarters. He won 1,000 United States dollars. So much money. You see that what Liberty Fortune does. Also, the King's Cash giveaway. That star 79 and star 24 hatch. Play with $1 or 70 cents US, and then you can have 4,000. Who knows? You might win 4,000 and then another 4,000 and 4,000, and then you might be in 1,000 US. You can tell as per the calculation as you win. Okay, so that's what unfolded today at the court. Let's hear again from the man who represented the former LDEA boss, Sema Serenio Cephas, with the court handing down a gated verdict and damage, general damage, and special damages that the Fatiga brothers will have to pay 1.5 million United States dollars and 100,000 United States dollars.
Everything we asked for, we didn't get. A better 1.5 million plus 100,000, I think is sufficient. They ravished my land, vilified the good character of my client. It came to me, and we filed a complaint with the court. The court sent out a writ of summons and just needed a billing to go and serve the writ of summons. They came to the point of even attacking her, insulted her, and said that the court will honor their fee. So what we did was we simply followed the case. We followed the procedure. The judge said that we did not prove special damages, even though he lost series of contracts. But they awarded 1.5 million United States and of course 100,000. That is sufficient. That 100,000, he called it the exemplary damages. He said it will serve as a deterrent. That people go on the radio, it just ravish, malign people, character, vilified in so many ways. But the 1.5 million is general damages. It's okay for the psychological injury that he has suffered, the trauma, harassment, humiliation, public jeering. People looking at him and say, "Oh, that's the man here." That is great. So we send out a strong message. This man is a very good man. He's a friend for 44 years. Classmate many years ago. So we have to always defend them.
Let's see what you've said to this about this. Emmanuel Bro said, the Fadiga brothers deserve that ruling of the court. In my honest opinion, the decision will put them in their proper place because in recent times they have been very, very rudely. Kuda Williams said, those brothers are not Muslim. I live near their mom. They are not Muslim. That is not true. Apparently, you don't know them. The people are Muslims. They're always in their how they call it, I know, Hajj or Jia. They attend. Tell me if they are Christians. Tell me in which church they part of. The people, they are Muslims, but you hear the people name. Yeah, they are not Christians. They are Muslims. Ask them. They will tell you. No, Kuda, I don't think. Probably you're mistaking two brothers for those guys. They are Muslims. They are not Christians. They are Muslims. So,
Everything we asked for, we didn't get. A bet of 1.5 million plus 100,000, I think is sufficient. They ravished, malign, vilified the good character of my client, it seemed to me. And we filed a complaint with the court. The court sent out a writ of summons and designated a village to go and serve the writ of summons. They came to the point of even attacking her, insulted her and said that the court will honor their fee. So what we did was we simply followed the case. We followed the procedure. The judge said that we did not prove special damages, even though he lost series of contracts. But they awarded 1.5 million United States and of course 100,000. That is sufficient. That 100,000, he called it the exemplary damages. He said it will serve as a deterrent. That people go on the radio, it just ravish, malign people, character, vilified in so many ways. But the 1.5 million is general damages. It's okay for the psychological injury that he has suffered, the trauma, harassment, humiliation, public jeering. People looking at him and say, "Oh, that's the man here." That is great. So we send out a strong message. This man is a very good man. He's a friend for 44 years. Classmate many years ago. So we have to always defend them.
who else who has commented? Let me see. Matthew Cholo, please said that guy. Oh, okay. It was the bar. Okay, you commented on the one on the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice position, said that guy doesn't deserve to be president of the bar. I think he should be removed. Okay. Matthew Cholo play. All right. And then the pastor who lost his life because when he got through, he fell off. And then the people said he died before they took him at the hospital. Yeah. Philip Nangwe said, shouting is not the only way God will answer your prayer. Preaching should be message oriented. May his soul rest in peace. I don't know. I was only giving a caution. I don't know whether it was shouting or he was shouting. But the information has it that as soon as he got through with the sermon, he fell off, and when they rushed him to the hospital, that was the end. We weren't there. We don't know. But that's what came out. Bishop said, shouting is not preaching. Who else? All right. Okay, let's go to the line. Those are the few comments. Have your say on these, and then we are out tomorrow. So it is clear now. Every day you hear it is clear now. we know exactly what is going to happen this week. Today is the 5th, so the 11th will be on Sunday. On Sunday. And then on Monday is the 12th, Tuesday the 13th. So next week, the House of Representatives or the majority bloc or the split House of Representatives, the divided House of Representatives, the Tatos House of Representatives, the, how you call them again? Any description you can use. They will be returning next week. Until then, we are following the developments within the space. The speaker gave a hint of leaving the position, and I have maintained that the speaker has absolutely no interest in being the speaker. Before the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus, Musa Bility, gave a public address to that. He made that public. He announced it. I've been telling you people from the very first day when all those things happened, the way it happened, the intimidation, the harassments, the threat, from those, I told you that I drew my conclusion that Fonati Kofa spirit of the speakership was over. Only his body that you see. And let me tell you further. When everything is over, there will be a by-election. Let me give you another one. When everything is over, there will be a by-election for the people of Grand Cru, of his district. Fonati Kofa don't want to see himself in that legislature. I do not know, like Martin Luther King said, what lies ahead. Martin Luther King said, I do not know what lies ahead of me now. We got some difficulties ahead. Yeah, so there are difficulties ahead. Already they fire, they arson stuff, they stay only, they find a way to get him into jail and every other thing. I don't know what this government really want to do to that man and his people. So that is stay on. He has faced humiliation of all kinds from this government. And the government isn't finished yet. It is just the beginning. Listen to me. It is just the beginning. The government is not over with anything yet. They are putting all of their weapons together politically, legally, everything. The fight has just begun, or the going against. The going against has just started with the government. They are putting everything together. If you watch the people, they are consistent with insults and threats and every other thing. They want to see Fonati and his people being handcuffed, put in jail at Monrovia Central Prison. When they accomplish that, then they turn to Judge Weah. Listen, you don't need Daniel to come and explain or interpret the signs on the wall. Daniel will not come. No. God changed that whole thing of using men to interpret signs. In this dispensation, we find ourselves, God imputed that ability into everybody. And he tells us, he said, when you see, know. That's why he said, when you see these things, know. That's all I can say to that. If you are not politically inclined, if you are not religiously inclined, well, then it's up to you. But that's what God said. In the days of old, you were using men. You will say, you'll go, you'll tell the people this. So Daniel will go and explain to Nebuchadnezzar. He will send this person to Cyrus. He will send Isaiah. He will send Moses, all of those people as intermediaries. In this dispensation, he said no. Everybody will get that in their mind. And if you can take advantage when you see it, you don't put yourself together. When it goes against you, blame yourself. So he said, when you see these, no, that's the time. So as you see these signs, put yourself together. What kind of sign that the government, since it came to power, has not shown? You can see the signs from their mouth, the way they say, the anger. You can sense that somebody has grudge for you, the way they speak of you, the thing they say. There is a word in the Bible called enemy, and God himself defined that word. Enemy is anybody who is opposed to you. And we are told the goal of the enemy is to get you down. And if you not position yourself, the enemy will defeat you. You have the enemy can come in different size, shape, and forms. Enemy in your house, at your office, at your business place, everywhere. It is the same as the word giant. They are political enemies, religious enemies, business enemies, every spheres of life. Enemies is there or enemies are there. And if you are not farsighted, that's what God said. He said, pray for the spirit of wisdom. That means that only God get that ability, but when you pray for it, he can give you aid. I mean, he can open your eyes for you to see beyond the present. Then you will know how to conduct yourself. That's why he said in Ephesians 6:12, look how many times the word against is used. You see the hate, the grudge for against those people who are on the other side of the political divide, those who are not within Unity Party rank, those who are outside. Listen to their officials, how they talk. Watch the words that they use, the descriptions that they come up with. Listen to the very president, that how he speaks of the people outside. You can sense the grudge that the president has for these people or against these people. Fonati Kofa was humiliated. And after everything, if Fonati Kofa does not go to jail, as the government wants him to go to jail, Fonati Kofa will explain and you will hear deeper things. This man is still being humiliated. It is God that is carrying Fonati Kofa and his colleagues. The signs are clear. At the close of the day, Fonati Kofa will leave that position. Whoever gets it, fine. But Fonati Kofa will not be the speaker going forward. Whether there will be new election or they will stay installed or reinforce the induction of Richard Kuhn is up to them. But Fonati Kofa will not be the speaker going forward. His desire, every other thing off. His colleagues can now enjoy themselves. At least they accomplished their mission, but they did not accomplish it legally, constitutionally, democratically. It was hijack. It was mercenarism. It was terroristic. It was a coup. It was juntaism. So the speaker, after everything, even now, though he's going through traumatic situation, it's not easy on him and his wife and families. But after everything, when everything is over, when the dust is settled, you will hear more things will come up. His guys can enjoy now. And I've always referenced Ecclesiastes chapter 3. He said, to everything there is a season and a purpose. There's the season and there's the purpose. The purpose is the event. The event when they were successful in the purpose, in the season. The season means time. And the purpose, the event. So the event is Fonati Kofa, they did all that they could do. Fonati Kofa will leave. That's the event there. The season stays on. Within the season, the event or events will still unfold. So post Fonati Kofa, the house will still be rattled. It will still be in disarray. There will still be confusion all over the place. It will not solve any problem whatsoever. In fact, post-Fonati Kofa will see even more deadly, damning thing. One of the things that you will see, they will fight hard for reconciliation and they will not get it. Because you know why? People now will take what has happened, what the government did to Fonati Kofa as a strong breach to resist anything from the people who portray themselves. And here is the first weakness. The man who gave them that other impetus from within, he has left. He's gone to the Senate as Senator Samuel Koga. Samuel Koga was the one who was in the forefront, who gave them courage, who will inspire them. It wasn't Richie Kuhn himself. It wasn't James Collier. You look within their rank. You look at them. Look at all of the guys. Put all of them on the table. Spread up their characteristics or their ability. You will see Samuel Koga will be the standout. It was Samuel Koga that was in the forefront. It was Samuel Koga that was advising and taking the shots. He was the one who stood as a shield against anything when they started from the very beginning. Samuel Koga is out. He's in the Senate. He can't go to the House of Representatives to do anything. So he's off that whole speaker remover. He's in a new terrain now, even though when I say new terrain, that he's not fully involved with it because he's on the other side. So you see what the guys, how they look now. The countenance has changed. Fonati Kofa will leave. It will be post-Fonati era. But, as the Bible would say, the problem will still persist. When you do anything illegally, criminally, that scar lives on. Yes, that's what Mark Antony said. The evil that men do lives after him. And Mark Antony took that line from the word of God called the Bible. It is clearly written from the Old Testament to the New Testament. The evil that you do, you will experience the same thing. That's why God put Matthew 7:12 there. And he referred to Matthew 7:12 as the golden rule. When you render evil, be prepared that same evil, or yet that same evil will come to you, but in different shape. But you will suffer it the same way as you did it to your colleague. That's the golden rule there. That's why you say, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Fonati is off. The man gave the hint that he won't be speaker again, finish. So that you can go now and do what you can do. But election coming on, there'll be election. There'll be election, yeah? So all of you people that have been raising concerns, being so sympathetic. Some of you were very forceful and you remain committed. You're doing extremely well. We have reached the end of the road. Not the end of the road, but we are almost at the end of the road. So you don't talk, you don't think anything, must not resign. No. We over with that. There's going to be a resignation. And that's the most important thing. It doesn't say Fonatikova was weak. It doesn't say Fonatikova was flushed out. It doesn't say Fonatikova was not the speaker. It doesn't say Fonatikova was unconstitutional, undemocratic, illegal. No, it only says that Fonatikova was and remains the hero who has gone down in history by the precedence he set, by the not the difference, but the deference of constitutionality, the rule of law, democracy. He gone down in history. He survived all of the attacks, all of the machinations, all of the evil plans. He survived all. He resisted Nebuchadnezzar, just as the three Hebrew brothers resisted Nebuchadnezzar. He refused to bow to Joseph Yemabuakai, threats, intimidations, just as the three Hebrew brothers refused to bow to Nebuchadnezzar. And what the three Hebrew brothers told Nebuchadnezzar, the same thing Fonatikova told Joseph Yemabuakai and his people. Look up Daniel chapter 3. What did they say? They said, "Oh king, oh president, we respect you. May you live long. We recognize you as the king, the president here. Your authority, we know politically. But may we say to you, oh king, president, even if our God cannot save us, we will not bow to you." That the latter part, we will not bow to you. What they were telling him, that Nebuchadnezzar, as king who knows the law, we equally know the law, and we will not bend the law. We will not break the law. If God cannot save us, we will not compromise the law to please you. We rather die than to compromise the law. That's the same thing for Natikoa. You look at the two situations. If you people are Christians and you read the Bible is political. It's not exclusively spiritual or religious. The Bible encompasses every sphere, every discipline of life. It is political, it's agriculture, it's economic, it's medical, it's everything. Everything. It said, "Oh king, even if our God cannot save us, we know the law. We will not bend the law because you are the king here, you are the president. You either live by the law or you don't. And if you can compromise the very law that you wrote and you took oath to uphold, we will not." And that's the same thing for Natikova say, "You do all, you go, your kanda. I will not compromise it." So Fonati will leave. There will be post-Fonati era, but Fonati will leave as a hero. He defeated all of them. Everybody he defeated. Every one of them, they are ashamed. Don't see, if Fonatikova resigns, don't see it as a defeat. It should not play on you. You should not get discouraged. You should not. No. Be joyful because he defeated the devil. He defeated his enemies. The hole that Joseph's brothers dug for him. What happened? He, with God hovering him because he had a clean heart, he did not get into the trap. He did not get into the trap. You can also equate this situation of Fonatikova and his good patriotic nationalistic colleagues to Psalm 23. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff. And you know the rest. Everything that they were doing, Fonatikova was just walking in the valley of shadow of death. They tried. They did this other one. Say, we'll take the car, we'll take the security detail from you. We will do this, we'll do that if you resign. All of those things are symbolic shadow of death. That if you're not strong, just as the other speakers in the past, they weren't strong. So the valley of death overwhelmed them and they resigned in shame. Today, they have a bad record. The precedence is the opposite to Fonatikova. No need. The man is not interested in that thing again, yeah? You're not interested. There will be by-election. Richard Kuhn, whether he remains the speaker, or whether he there by the same force, people will not recognize him. He wouldn't have that clear conscience. Because, when everybody knows that something about you is just not right, you don't feel comfortable wherever you go. You have the opportunity to give public addresses, but the people will just see you as a person they know was forced there, that you didn't get there as you ought to. Had it not been for this person might makes right, you wouldn't have been there. It is because you were forced there by a power, not by your own ability, not by your influence. So today, what did they do? This country. So let me leave you with this one. They did a display. They did a display of past and present speakers of the House of Representatives. So they are in categories. And you know what they did? As per the category, they put Fonatikova in the category of former speaker. And then they placed Rachel Kuhn as the speaker. Listen, don't bother yourself by this. They placed Rachel Kuhn in the category of speakers. Then they put Fonatikova. The man stayed a speaker, but they did the portraits as there's the first line and there's the second line. So Rachel Kuhn, they put Rachel Kuhn there as speaker. Then in the second category, the former speakers, they have Fonatikova there. So yeah, is it. When we're talking, people can believe it. You're Unity Party people. Me, I've always say, what are you Unity Party people? And I refer to the issue. This is dull of reasoning. This is very dull. D-U-L-L, dull of reasoning. Watch it. This thing will not stay there. Richard Kuhn, another run right now. By next week, I think they have started negotiating because next week they start everything real good. They have started. They will fight amongst themselves. There are people within the group know that Richard Kuhn is not the speaker. 1, 2, that they got on a mission to gang up against Fonatikova to move him from there. When the coup is successful, then we find a junta leader. Money will play more. It will become more evident to the whole world that money was used against or in this whole thing to get Fonati off. Something about to happen, something big. The guys from the minority side, from the speaker side, all of them will go back. The law say when Fonati resigns, there must be election. Another litmus test. So you see the government coming messing up. Already they say the Supreme Court is insignificant. So they want Richard Kun to be there all court. Richard Kun didn't get the ability to know. Richard Kun can rally one person in that place. The reason you see the guys in behind Richard Kun because of how everything went. All of us know traditionally. They gone back, there will be election. You go up, you come down. Resignation. Because you say you moon a man. You moon a man. But you run to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will get clarity. You say you moon a man. The man using his REL. Then using REL too. You say you moon a man. The man a former speaker. But 98% of the citizenry of the country don't see Richard Kun as the speaker. They call Patriotic the speaker. Won't I be shamed and relinquish everything if I am in such a situation? I will. It is shameful in your own place. 98% of the citizenry, they don't see you. They don't recognize you as speaker. The speaker is there. The callings Patriotic the speaker. And you don't even have. You only being referred to as speaker amongst the people who you are with, who help to induct you by the from the coup. You don't have conscience. All of the places that you went to was Bwaka influence. Now the people have stopped everything. Countries around the world, they're not inviting you as speaker again. Right after the Supreme Court ruling, the people stopped everything. You're not going anywhere. They didn't see you as the speaker. Then you stay. When all the guys go back, the law say there should be election. So that thing you put over there, Richard Kun, every day the people make fun of you. That your obsession for power, it will lead you into something different. You have to stop. Cool down. Cool down. Bwaka does not have explicit confidence in you. Bwaka can trade the country development for you. You're not the only person in United Party within the House of Representatives can be speaker. Bwaka can trade you for another person. That's why when you're in this kind of situation, you have to be very careful. Already the international community knows the short time you've been there, how you display awfully. There are all kinds of things. The man, there will be election, yeah? So you can put Richard Kun picture all over the country. You put it on Bebo. You put it as Speaker Richard Kun. Everywhere. The game that is about to, to get underway now at that House of Representatives, it will not be easy. You're going to see now. Samuel Koga not there. The other guys will not support you. Some people scared. Already the American government has some people names already. When everything is over, y'all will hear and y'all will see. We come on the radio, we pray God long life. We come on the radio, we be talking to the other person there according to the United States government. This one. People who say the U.S. government not talking, the international community not talking. No, relax yourself. They will talk. You will hear. They don't rush. They don't move by sentiment. It's not because we wanted to talk, then they talk. No, it's just like the court. The court acts when you move to it, but the court is seeing and aware. When you take it to the court, then the court will act. The court don't go around making noise here and there. We the media people, that our responsibility. And the international community feed on also. They take information from what we're talking on the radio, what they're reading in the newspaper, all of those things. The people take time to compile their report. They do a validation because when they release it, forget it. You think this government will not going, now there's no report coming on the government? Drop that thing. Drop that thing. You think the government drive from heaven? Even if it drive from heaven, once it's on earth, forget it. It has, we're engaging to things that are not right. It will be checkmated. It will be recorded. The international community will talk. Uncle Sam will talk. And you see all the small things that Uncle Sam sending across. Today they will release the other one warning on visa. They will release all the other one on revocation. All the things, the small things. As they come, as the U.S. government release them, you put them together, you'll be keeping them. When the time comes, you will see. You'll say, oh, but we're seeing the thing over the years. We're seeing it. You think, who the same thing people say, Ellen government, Ellen officials, they were overly excited. They say, oh, the government, yeah, and the American government, the U.S. government, yeah, Ellen living in the international community, and the people really like they gave Ellen everything. When the people got ready for Ellen, they started releasing reports on Ellen. They seen Ellen were fighting to defend. And at the same Ellen that said corruption under her government will be enemy number one. Later on, she said it is systemic. That means it's in a system. They seen Ellen. The third time she said that corruption is vampire, meaning I was unable. She made it clear that she was unable. All the money they gave her people were looting it all over Bogota in our government. Looting the coffers. People were building houses 2-3 months, building houses for girlfriends because the money was coming in. When the American government got ready for Ellen, y'all leave it. You think when y'all go on the side, you see the other one. You say, oh, the president go to do the other one. Oh, the president gone. And we're doing the other road. You're doing the other road. You think the people acknowledge those things are good. Even we acknowledge they are good. But does it say that the government is 100% with everything? No. The people cataloging all those things. When the time comes, they will release it. Y'all will hear some of the men knee on some of the women. And they will suffer it. They will sit down right here. They just be representative for say, and it will affect some of them. They will not go back 2029. Some of you in a house, men and women, you're dead. That's your opportunity. Some of y'all will not go back. Just as some people in CDC, in Weah government, CDC government, they felt that they were, they were going to stay there. What happened? And they're out. They seem to going to happen the whole life looking that cycle. That cycle. Bogota can turn America into heaven. 2029, some of you will not be represented. They will vote you out. Some of you, I think it will be special election. Some of you will not be senator. They will vote you out. That's why Dylan fighting now. He's fighting. He's doing all kinds of things because 2029, there will be special election. They will have completed their term. They will go back. Yeah. You will see it. Let all of us pray for long life so we'll give the testimony. So you realize on this fanatic Kofa issue, yeah? I see you. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. It will get better. We get better. We're moving. Matthew... that's Yala Hallison said, "Yeah, please do the Liberian people work. They are taking free salary. Yeah, every day. And they're coming back again. That free money they're being paid." Matthew Cholople said, "If Speaker Kofa resigns and if Bogota wants to run his government in peace, he should leave Kofa alone or else." Okay. So that's it. That's it, man. Thank you all for spicing up the show. We're back tomorrow. The news is on at 6 this evening. At 6, you don't want to miss it. King's Newsroom. And then at 6:45, not 6:45, but 6:50, CDC hour is on. And at 8 is Face the Issues with Teacher Light. Anthony Atlaw, A.B. Weah. You don't want to miss it. That will be at 8 tonight. And then tomorrow morning at 7, let's talk about it with Israel Boy We Are Seeing. Until then, we're back tomorrow, if God permits. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom.